What's that word? Family? Hey man, check this out. Tonight I come to y'all with a very crazy and odd situation, family. I can't wrap my head around it, man. Let me tell y'all this. It involves the killing of a 13-year-old boy in Chicago. Now, this story, you should see people very upset. You should see people going to the mayor's office in droves. You should see all of that, but you're not going to see it, and I'm going to tell y'all why. Now, look, we got this first video. I'm about to play it for y'all, and it's going to hurt me to even play it for y'all because it's a video of this young boy being shot. Now, if you notice in the video, when they do the still shot of the young boy, he had his hands in the air. Now, we got a 13-year-old boy with his hands in the air. And ain't nobody trying to march and shut down traffic, none of that. And I'm going to tell y'all why later. But nobody's trying to do any of that. Nobody's too upset. It's almost as if this whole situation didn't happen. Do not enter unless you're over the age of 18.
The fatal police shooting of a 13-year-old boy. The officer had been responding to reports of shots fired, encountering two suspects, chasing one of them, that 13-year-old boy, down an alley. The officer's body camera capturing that encounter, the 13-year-old appearing to stop and turn at one point, appearing to raise his hands. The officer fires the shot. The officer said the suspect had a gun. A still image from that video tonight. Adam Toledo, his hands right there. Authorities say a handgun was later found a few feet away.
Just like I told y'all in the beginning of the video, as you can see clearly, this young boy had his hands in the air when the cop shot, bro. They say something fell out a couple of feet away from him. I didn't see him. Maybe he threw it. But the cop should have had enough sense to realize that the gun was out of his hands. Why didn't he see that if he saw the gun? It's just like if I'm looking at you as a person, I got a gun aimed at you, I'm not looking at what you toss immediately. I'm going to look at you, make sure your hands ain't doing nothing crazy. Like, it's just like you toss something just to throw my eyes off. You toss something that way or you sling your hand that way, you know what I'm saying? Just to throw my eyes off. I'm going to keep my eyes on you. That's what I think this officer should have did. Should have kept his eyes on the prize. He ended up killing a Latino boy. You know what I'm saying? Now, y'all got to think about this. Racial tensions in Chicago are crazy. Chicago is the most segregated place that I've ever been to, but I haven't been to most big cities. That's how it is in most big cities. It's very racist in a big city. I myself prefer a smaller place so that I can relax and have diverse neighbors and talk to people from different places. Now, this happened in Chicago. Y'all can remember when we had the riots not so long ago in Chicago, black people were rioting over the killing of a teenage boy, and Latinos were attacking the hell out of black people. They were just attacking blacks for no reason, guarding their community stores from mobs of people that wanted to loot, which some of that could have been true on the front line.
This is 50th Avenue and Cermak. Gangs, non-black Latinx gangs armed with bats, machetes. Non-black Latinx gangs armed with bats. Saw a guy with a machete right now. Any car that passes by with a black person in it, they're yelling and throwing shit. All black residents, folks, definitely stay out of Cicero. You got a lot of Latinx. non-black Latinx gangs out here armed, waiting to start shit with any black person, any black person. They're throwing shit at cars with black drivers. They're out here protecting property that isn't theirs, but never showed up when cops murdered black folks. That's the first cop car I've seen, and look, he's going by.
They had no fear of black people or anybody else coming down there to raid their stores, especially when they were out there in force showing that they cared. Now, what they should have did was allow people safe passage to go to stores to get food, because black people knew that stores in their neighborhoods were boarded up and closed up, so they had to go to different neighborhoods in order to buy food. But in the Mexican neighborhoods, they were not letting blacks come in. They were attacking them. Matter of fact, I'm going to show y'all this video right here, then I'm going to come back with more commentary.
Shit! Run, nigga, run! Yo, nigga, what's up? What's up? Get in. Mafia! What's up? Come through, Mafia! 50's coming here. Shit. Mafia! Pull out the straps. Mafia! We good? Everybody good? My bad. Man, that motherfucker's right in front of me, bro. Where the fuck is he, bro? Fucking my yacht. Where is he at? He's over here on this side. Fucking box him in!
That was a sad video right there, but that shows the way it is living in Chicago with racial tensions between blacks and Mexicans as well as blacks and whites. Put it like this: if you're black, you got a target on your back from anybody for any other reason. Now, this video I'm about to show y'all is very different. This is different than the other two videos. This is a video about the blacks had started coming back and attacking the Mexicans for beating up and jumping on and breaking windows out of people's cars and doing all of this stuff to innocent black people that were just driving through their neighborhood. The same people that probably take that route every single day to go to work were now victims of bottles, bricks, baseball bats, knives, being, and even being hurt and brutally touched by these people. Even regular people that was riding the bus was being hurt by these gang members that stood out on the corners and said that they were protecting their neighborhoods, but they wasn't. And the crazy thing is, the Chicago police was actually acknowledging them being there. It was a video that I was trying to look up of the Chicago police and the Latin King member telling him that he can fall back. They got their back in their community. You know what I'm saying? And then the crazy part is, word came back from the jail. It's a text that Latin King gang members sent from the jail saying that, no, we're not supporting the police, we're supporting the blacks. Woo, woo, telling the streets to stand down. We're not trying to start a race war. That shit came from the joint, man. You know, it's just crazy because now we got this situation going on, and that brings me to this video right here.
Tonight, Michigan Avenue, a march in support of Adam Toledo and the family now grieving for him. In conjunction with the release of multiple videos today by COPA of the events leading up to and after him being shot by a CPD officer, businesses and office buildings downtown were being boarded up in preparation for protests.
Where is the justice?
At Millennium Park tonight, a small but passionate crowd.
Solidarity with this family. This family is grieving with an empty space in their life. Gonna have birthdays without the young man. Holidays without the young man.
In this video right here, you can clearly see it was only 40 or 50 people marching for this young man. You know why? Because as they say, as black people, we are very forgiving, but we do not forget. We did not forget the way these Latinos treated us during our situation, where they did not give safe passage so that people can get food and supplies from their neighborhoods. They did not offer a way into their neighborhoods for average black people. They just attacked everybody. And now the world get to see how this plays out, and that nobody cares. We haven't forgot. And I'm going to tell black folks to stand down. That turn the other cheek shit, it works sometimes, bro. But what was going on in Chicago was uncalled for. And now they're feeling the effect because the people that would have had their back don't want to have their back because of the way they treated black folks in Chicago. He's not here to see his family anymore. But one thing we got to understand is the fact that we are a strong group. We are great people. And what this shows us is how great we are. We would never sit idle and let a 13-year-old child get shot with his hands up. We wouldn't sit that idle. Now look what happened. Y'all went against the grain, and now, bow, it happens to one of y'all. It happens to one of y'all. And that's the reason why them gunshots went off, and that Chicago GD or them Chicago GDs shot at the Latin Kings because they were beating and abusing black folks. That's that reason. The GDs stood up and said, y'all not finna abuse black folks. Tell me what y'all think about this video. I'll be back with more commentary.